big things don't happen in the comfort zone. If you really want to do big things, you gotta live outside of the comfort zone. And honestly, you know how many people I talk to daily and they're like, oh, Days, how are you doing? And honestly, you know, I never feel good because I don't feel comfortable.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! You should be a monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
It all comes from life lessons, and the lessons are learned through struggle.
Similar to using an opponent's energy to gain an advantage, leaning on your collapsed mind in the heat of battle can shift your thinking as well. Remember what you've been through, and how that has strengthened your mindsets, and how that can lift you out of a negative loop, and how you can bypass those weak 1-second impulses to give in so you can power through obstacles. And when you leverage a clouded mind, like I did around the pool that day, and keep fighting through pain, it can help you push your limits. Because if you accept pain as a natural process and refuse to give up, you will engage a sympathetic nervous system, which shifts your hormonal flow. The sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight reflex. Dayon, I would like to give you this book. It's a book written by David Goggins, where he talks about his life and all the obstacles he has been through. And I think it would be a great gift for you.
I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
My pleasure, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You already hurt me with the thank you just
It's a pleasure,
read.
man.
Thank you so
It's a
much.
pleasure. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? We're doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. And today we're here with the 6th episode of the Success Show, and we're joined by Dayon, founder of Days Gym, founder of the brand Mungra,
Yes, sir.
and selected trainer for the Mike Tyson Academy.
Yes.
And we're honored to have you, man. We're really happy. We're here.
Thanks for having me, bro. Thank you.
It's a pleasure, man. And we're here in this beautiful environment, different environment for the first time. We're in the gym.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Could you tell us something about the gym that we're in right now?
Well, this is my gym. I started this gym like 15 years ago, or let's say 16 years ago. But I didn't start here. I started at a very small community center. And to be honest, from the first day I started to train people, I felt like this is something I really want to do in my life, you know? I really wanted to build champions. I really wanted to build fighters, but not only fighters and champions, but also I wanted to create something, what's called a family, but what's not really my family, you know what I mean? So during the process of creating a gym, I've been through so many ups and downs. And today we are here in the gym, which it's now here for like 16 years. So welcome.
Thank you, man. It's a beautiful gym.
Thank you.
And I have had the honor to work here with you on a beautiful video we created.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, directly when you step into the gym, you can feel the atmosphere.
Thank you.
It's like a very close-knit family.
Exactly.
When you come in, everyone greets you.
Yeah,
Everyone
exactly.
shakes your hand. And it's really welcoming, man. And I really want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
That is not something that just comes from itself, especially the family aspects.
You know what I always say? I always say in this life, what I have experienced is that energy is everything. You know, energy is everything. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you've been through. Energy is everything. And when you as a leader create something with a positive energy, all the followers will accept that same energy. You know what I mean? So for me, I really appreciate you feeling the same vibe, what I've created. So thank you a lot for that, bro.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And how would you describe that vibe that you worked on to get here in the gym?
How I describe the vibe, it's a family vibe, you know? Lots of fighters I have, they have like, maybe they struggle at home, they struggle at school. Some of them don't even got a mother or a father. But when they come in this gym, they feel like they are accepted. They are appreciated by who they are, you know, and that was always my main goal, you know. So when I started this gym like 16 years ago, I always felt like I don't just want to create champions in the boxing ring. I want to create champions in life. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And that's interesting because you're not only the founder of a gym, you also have a very successful brand. And I think that success that you have that you want to give to the people that come here, it also reflects in your own
100%.
own achievements that you've had.
100%. You know, the brand has a slogan. It's called "Embrace the Struggle." During the process of building my gym, I've gained a lot of struggles, lots of ups and downs, times where I didn't know what to do. But at those times, I've created myself as a person, as a human being. And during this process, I've learned a lot about life, about different energies, about different mentalities. And this is the same energy which I put into my brand. So that's why it's not just Mungra. The slogan is called "Embrace the Struggle," because I know what I've been through. And I have lots of people in my gym who has lots of struggles themselves. And I always try to not just train them by being a better fighter, but also by being a better person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and how can you train one to become a better person?
You know, honestly, I think that if you really want to train somebody by becoming a better person, the first thing you have to do is look into the mirror. Do you know who you are yourself, you know? And all the things I have experienced, all the things I've been through during the times of struggle, during the times of pain, during the times of sadness, that was the times of, you know, I learned the most in my whole life during those times. And sometimes when I hear a fighter of me talking about the struggle he has, I always think about what I went through, you know? And when you know pain, when you know struggle, when you know success, and you put it all together, I think you can coach lots of people, but by not just being a better human being physically, but especially mentally. You know what I mean?
And I think so because you've had you've experienced struggle yourself. It gives you a certain ability to feel what they feel, right? Because there are a lot of trainers.
Definitely.
There are a lot of trainers that maybe they're good trainers, but because they haven't had the setbacks that you've experienced. I've read a lot about you, so I know the things with the community center and how there wasn't enough money. Like we're going to touch on that.
Definitely.
How that that mindset that you have of when you have nothing and just you have a goal and you want to get it, and that mentality, if you can put it in your training, that's beautiful. And I think you do that in a great way. I mean, we see the results from all your fighters.
Appreciate you seeing it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it doesn't take much to see it. It's just being in your presence. Also, the very first time, you can feel that.
Thank you. Appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, and we touched on the core values of your gym. We talked about family. Are there other things that you find really important in this gym?
Of course, like you just said, family is the first thing, and at the same time, it's not just family, but it's also the process of evolving, the process of becoming better each day, you know? Because people don't come into the gym because of finding a new family. They just want to get better. And once they step into the gym and they feel the vibe, they feel the energy, they feel there is more in sports than just a bit of sweat, a bit of communicating, a bit of a workout or whatever. And that's really important to me, that once they step into the gym, they feel that there is more to gain than just becoming a better fighter or whatever, you know?
Have you experienced that yourself? That sport has taught you more than just being fit?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. When I was a young kid, I was almost every day outside on the streets. And when I traveled to Los Angeles, I lived there for like 3 years. I saw and I felt that sports really changes people, their way of thinking, their mindset. And when their mindset is changing, their actions are also changing, because of sports. And the most important thing is that lots of people, lots of young kids, they have heroes like, let's say, Mike Tyson, let's say Cristiano Ronaldo, and they're creating a picture in their mind that they want to become like some of them, their heroes, And they started to work, they started to create something which will help them being a hero themselves one time. You know what I mean? And that's a little bit the vibe which I really support and the vibe which I really will help and support daily.
Yeah, I mean, like so you're talking about role models,
Exactly.
and like, is that like how your fighters see you as well, or at least what you try to give your fighters?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if they see me as a role model. I think maybe they see me a little bit as a bigger brother, or the youngest maybe as a father, and that means a lot to me. Sometimes after the training, I have a discussion with one of my fighters, and they tell me about their life, what they go through, and then I'm like, I'm really happy and really I don't know how to say it, but gratitude, that they
Grateful.
grateful, exactly. I'm really grateful that the things they talking me about, it's really like something they don't talk about with anyone on this planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really honor for me. You know what I mean?
And how have you managed to gain that much trust with your fighters, but just the people in your surroundings as well? I think.
Well, honestly, to be really honest with you, it's just by being who you are. It's just by being real. Because like I said before, I've been through, to be honest with you, even my fighters, my best friends, closest people, they talk to me daily, but till this day, they don't know what I've been through. They don't know what I went through in my life, and they don't know where I really came from. But honestly, for me, it's not important to talk about the details. For me, it's more important to build them up. But I know what I went through in my life. I know what I've been through in my life. And I know all the negativity in my life gave me so much power to create something bigger than just myself. Lots of fighters, sometimes they come to me, even like professionals, world champions. Sometimes they come to the gym when they have like different injuries, but they don't come to train. They just want to talk to me for like 10 minutes. Because when I talk to them, it's love. In my opinion, love is the key. In whatever situation you are, love is the key. When you really treat people with love and with the feeling you have inside of your heart, you will gain a lot of trust and success yourself.
And that love, how have you developed that? Because that's not something that you're born with, right? Like
How did I develop that? Honestly, I've been so many. I've went through in my life so many negativity, and when there is so many negativity in your life, and you started to think negative, your action will become negative. Everything around you will become negative. And what I did is, you know what I did? I was like, you know what? About the negative situations in my life, I can't change it because it's already there. But I try to look to those situations with a positive view, a positive mindset. I try to turn the tables around. I said to myself, Days, if this is what happens to you, maybe it's a blessing. You know what I mean? So try to turn the negative into something positive. And that will take time because it's not just a way of thinking, it's a lifestyle to think like this. You know what I mean? Because it's not just when you wake up and you think like, oh yeah, today I'm gonna think positive. Nah, it's something you will feel inside of your body and inside of your mind that you are the one who can change somebody's life in a positive way. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit how I move.
That's crazy. And you haven't just done it for yourself.
Sorry?
You haven't just done that for yourself, the love.
Nah,
You-
definitely
you-
not.
you-
And honestly, like I said before, it's just not. You know what I always say to my people here in the gym? A lot of people, they give me lots of respect and they congratulate me what I've built, Days Gym, and they say, oh, I say always like, listen, Days Gym, it's not me, it's us, you know, because I can be Dayon without the people around me. You know what I mean? I have so many good people with good intentions around me, and without them, I can't be me. You know, so I need those people. Like they need me, I need them back. You know what I mean? And that's life, you know?
That's beautiful. And can we go back to the very beginning on when you started to train people and when you started becoming a trainer? How did that come about?
I was a young kid. Back in the days, I just lived here in the neighborhood, and the community, they came to me and they were like, you know, Days, they know I was doing kickboxing, and they were like, Days, do you want to help us training people from where you from? Just to give them a daily routine, you know? And I was like, yeah, of course, because those kids, they were talking about were my friends, were those kids I grew up with, you know? And for me, I earned a little bit of extra money. So for me, it was like a double win situation. So every week I started to train in a very small community center, like I told you before. And I felt that those kids felt appreciated and respected in the small gym. And they were talking about it to their other friends. Their other friends were talking about it to their friends. And all of a sudden, it became a bit bigger. And it became bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I was like, man, this is not what I'm doing. This is who I am, you know? And I will never ever change who I am. And that's why maybe thanks to the universe or thanks to God, I don't know how you want to call it, but that's how this gym existed, yeah.
It's really inspiring. It's really inspiring to hear. And
Thank you.
I have read the stories and the people that you've helped, also people talking about you, the reviews, and just looking back at like you getting this blessing that you talked about and just transforming that into wanting to give more.
Exactly.
I think that's beautiful, and like we need people like this in the world.
Thank
And,
you, appreciate it.
I want to ask you, like, was there someone at some point in your life that showed you this?
Nah. I love this question. Bro, honestly, in my life, I didn't have no mentor, nobody at all. There wasn't nobody in my life who told me to go left or to go right. I figured it out all by myself. But now today, I'm so grateful to not having a mentor like I had, because it created me, the person I am today, you know? I really had to figure it out all by myself. And of course, when I was, let's say like 5 years ago, when I struggled a few times in my life, I wished I had somebody like I don't know, like a mentor who told me what to do, but I didn't have it. So I failed so many times in my life, but I get back up. Every time I felt, I get back up every time. And that's what I'm saying before. You know, today, nowadays, every time when you come into my gym, like let's say tomorrow or this morning, when you come in and you see me, I'm smiling every day. Because my life today is different than a few years ago. You know what I mean? And I always say my smile keeps me alive. You know?
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's true. I mean, I haven't seen you. We haven't seen each other much, but every time that I see you talking to other people, it's just standing. There's no like. It's always. It's, but not even the visual, the visual aspect. Just the feeling you get when you're like in your presence. It's very positive,
Thank you.
and that is something you can really feel. And you touched on something really interesting. You talked about routine
Yeah.
and how children like need that. Could you tell us a little bit more about the importance of having a routine and how that can help to better yourself?
I think it's really important to have a daily routine, not a weekly routine, but a daily routine. Because when you have a goal as a kid and you want to achieve something big, and I always say to my fighters and to my friends and to my brothers, listen, let's dream big together. So when you dream big and I dream big and we have a similar goal, we will achieve big together, you know? Please, if you're my brother, you're my friend, don't dream small on me because you're my brother, you know? And I want to achieve big things in life. And I know that everything is possible. But stick to your daily routine. Wake up, clean your bed, brush your teeth, and do whatever you need to do to become a better person each day. Not weekly, but each day. You know what I do before going to sleep? I always ask myself, what did you do today to become a better person? That's what I'm doing every day. You might not believe it, but I'm telling you, I'm doing it every day. Before I'm going to sleep, I'm like, Days, what did you do today that made you a better person? So you will achieve bigger things tomorrow. You feel me?
Yeah, you're basically checking on yourself every day.
Exactly. Because if you want to become a big legend or you want to become something big, look, please start in the mirror with yourself, not with your surroundings, not with your brother, your mother, your father, your little sister, or whoever. Start with yourself.
And just look at the practical side of that. When you look at like before sleeping, how does that go? You close your eyes and you think about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Hey, listen. I write on a paper. I write on with big letters, focus, and I put it above my bed. So when I go to sleep, and I always see focus, and I'm like, oh shit, because I'm a busy guy, really. I'm also a husband, a father, but I'm also an entrepreneur or a hustler. I also call it a hustler. You know what I mean? And with a hustler, I don't mean it in a negative way. A hustler is somebody who wakes up and trying to do everything in his ability to become a better human being than he already was. That's what I call a hustler. So when I always see the word focus, I'm like, okay, let's focus back where you are right now, and what are you really going to do tomorrow? So it might sound a little bit crazy, but I'm talking to myself, you know. So I know not everybody might will understand what I'm saying. Maybe a lot of people are like, "This guy's really crazy," but nah, this is who I am. I'm talking to myself. Days, what are you going to do tomorrow? Okay, and how are you going to do it tomorrow? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think you're crazy at all. I think it's
No, because we are maybe we are on the same frequency. We are on the same vibe. I know because I don't really know you at all, but when I see you, I'm like, you are a guy who read a lot of books. You are maybe a guy who wants to learn from other people, and that are those kind of people who I can talk to. But trust me, when somebody's not on the same level or with the same mindset, trust me, I cannot talk to them about the way I'm thinking.
yeah, yeah. I can see that, but I also think like what you said, like the conversation, like for example in Islam they say the conversations you have with yourself are the most important.
Islam, really nice.
Yeah,
You know what I like about the Islam? The intentions. Just be a good and pure person. That's what I really love about the Islam. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's beautiful. There are a lot of
Yeah.
good things that we can
Yeah.
take from many different religions. In fact,
Definitely, 100%.
yeah, yeah, and it's beautiful, man. And like again, those conversations that you have with yourself, they are the most important, because and also just watching the thoughts you have. I don't know if you meditate or you do some kind of like just sitting still and just watching your thoughts. Those thoughts that will just pass by like clouds in your mind. Those are really important because that's your subconscious.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about it. It's just what happens in your mind. And when you start to understand that, I think that that's when you can visualize.
You know what I always say about thoughts? Thoughts is a blessing from the universe. That moment you can think about something in your mind, it's a blessing from God or a blessing from the universe, you know? And it doesn't matter about the situation, about whatever you think about. There will be one day, long as you put your heart and soul into your work ethic, your thoughts can be touched one day.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it won't be a touch. It won't be a thought anymore. When you can touch it, it's reality.
Control them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So honestly, life, a lot of people call it difficult, but they just didn't found the way. Life, it ain't difficult. It's easy. You just need to know which way to take, you know, and how to move, how to talk, how to do whatever. You know, then it won't be that hard anymore. Of course, you will have in life lots of pain, lots of sadness, lot of whatever. But when you are mentally on that level that you think like, I'm ready for whatever, you will achieve ready for whatever everness. You know?
yeah. And the notion of everything is possible. You mentioned that.
Definitely.
How, like, what are your thoughts about that? Because a lot of people have self-limiting beliefs where they believe that there are certain things they can't achieve, or they shouldn't dream so big. They should just stick to the program. And
You know, easily. You know how I call them? Comfort zone people. And you know what I'm talking about right now because I know I can see it on your whole body language. You read a lot of books. So, comfort zone people, that's how I call them. And honestly, big things don't happen in the comfort zone. If you really want to do big things, you got to live outside of the comfort zone. And honestly, you know how many people I talk to daily and they're like, oh, Days, how are you doing? And honestly, you know, I never feel good because I don't feel comfortable. No, not any day I don't feel comfortable because I'm always living outside of my outside of my comfort zone. You know? And a lot of, yeah, but Days, you got a gym, you got a clothing brand, you work with lots of celebrities in the USA. That's what y'all see. But y'all don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know? That's what they see. But they don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Every move I make is outside of the comfort zone. Every human being I talk to is outside of the comfort zone. Everything I do is outside of the comfort zone. Because that's who I am. And you know the funny thing is? I feel comfortable outside of the comfort zone. You get me?
yeah, have you?
Bro, this is your realest podcast you ever did, bro.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure. I feel it.
Bro.
And just like, like myself, I've experienced something really funny. When I'm on vacation for like 1 week.
Fuck vacations, bro. I don't like vacations.
That man, I was gonna get to it. You're too fast.
Yeah.
When you're just 1 week with family and you can't
Bro.
work and you can't do it.
Bro,
You
voel
feel
jou.
it like you
Yeah.
start.
I want to go back to the grind, bro. Hey, bro. Bro, listen. You know, I always grind because in my mind, I'm like, you know what I'm going to do next week? I'm about to go on a holiday. I want to go to Dubai, Los Angeles, Miami, or wherever. And I'm really planning it. and I make it happen. But trust me, when I'm in Dubai for 3 days, I'm start shaking, bro. I want to go back to the grind. I want to go back to where I come from. I want to go back to that place where I make things happen. Fuck Dubai, bro. I don't want to be there. I want to go back to the grind. I want to go back to my small apartment. I want to go back to that not comfort feeling anymore. You know what I mean? So, sorry for my language, but fuck the comfort zone. Yeah.
And also with regards to your training, imagine you're training someone. Do you also push them outside of the comfort zone? Because I've seen trainings and
Definitely. We are talking like for like a half hour, and I told you in the beginning, like, the comfort zone is not where I grow. And it made me the man who I am today. And at the same time, I try to create champions and fighters outside of the comfort zone. So when they are used to wake up at 11, I want them here in the gym at 9. When they are used to eating ice cream every day, I want them to eat eggs every day. Something like this, you know?
yeah,
I want them to change their whole actions and their whole everything. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So please move outside of the comfort zone.
Yeah, and like you talked about tweaking certain bad habits, right?
Yeah.
That keep you in your comfort zone. Do you tweak those things one at a time, or is it like a whole package?
Now, it depends
Okay.
who I'm working with. Because every person in life has a different way of approaching, you know, a different way of talking, a different way of working with that kind of person. I think as a good coach, you should really know who you are working with. What does your athlete need? What kind of communication he needs to make him a better athlete? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
Like
every person in his life has a different manual.
yeah, and you have to analyze that manual in order to understand how it
Yeah.
works.
And you know how I analyze this manual? Not by analyzing him, but just feeling the energy and his vibe and his way of moving, talking to him. You know what I mean? Energy. Like I said before, energy is everything.
It's deeper than analyzing. Analyzing.
Definitely. Analyzing for me is just a word.
Yeah.
You know, energy is everything.
But reading energy, like that's what we're talking
No,
about.
you honestly, reading energy
Feeling.
now. Exactly, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
I don't even need to talk to you anymore, bro. You already know.
But feeling that, like, is that something you have learned? Is that something you're gifted with? Because, like, for example, there are certain people that say that they can like read thoughts and like think things that are like supernatural in a way. Feeling energy, some people like you can walk into a room and you can feel it, right? But like, it's not something that comes just normally. It's something more. It's like it's different.
Listen, can I tell you a little story?
Go ahead.
When I was 21 years old, I was already a trainer for a few years. And honestly, I wasn't the best trainer, but I always tried to help my fighters and my people out. Some of them couldn't even pay the monthly fee. But I was like, no worries, bro. Come if you feel good into the gym, just come. Just pay me whenever you have the money, you know? And there was this guy who came to me and he said, Days, thank you so much for being here. And I really appreciate the way how you work. But I didn't really understand it because for me, it was really normal. And in 2019, when it was really big on the news that I was working with Mike Tyson and I was the personal trainer for French Montana. And when I came back to Holland, this same guy came to me and he was like, Days, you see, when you do good, there will be one day you will get paid back. And trust me, I was sitting in French Montana, his yard. I have this picture in the beginning of the gym. When you enter the gym, you have the picture of that day. You see me with French, and at this day, I was like, how the fuck did I came here? Why me? I'm just a kid from the neighborhood, you know? And that's energy, bro. That's positive energy. When you really believe in something, but don't expect nothing back by doing good for somebody, something good will come for you.
Trust the process.
Exactly. Trust the process.
Yeah. And also that, like, is that just something that, like, I've learned it from books, to be quite honest. Like, and just talking with a lot of athletes, because I have the opportunity to work with many of them. But that having at the age of 21, of 21, when you haven't had the role models and the
No.
books and all the
No,
knowledge,
exactly, yeah.
I find it really interesting and
Yeah,
fascinating
and you
how
know,
that.
and honestly, I think because when I was 17, I was already trying to do some things which I had in my mind, but I wasn't ready for it yet, you know? So I failed a lot. I tried, but I failed. I tried and I failed. You know what? I'm a father right now, and to my kids, I always say, listen, for me as a father, something really important is listen, when you try something and you will fail, what will you do? Try again. Okay, but let's say you tried again and you will fall again. What will you do? I will try again. Okay, but when you tried it for 3 times and you fall again, what will you do? I will try again. Try again until it happens. Because, like I said before, when there is a thought in your mind and you start making it an action, don't expect don't expect to win in a day. But know that you will win long as you don't start quitting. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And what I'm really interested in is the lessons you teach your children. Because I believe that the lessons that a good father, teaches his children, those are the purest lessons. You talked about failing. Are there any other things that you really like want as the fundamentals for your children when they grow older?
Yeah, listen, my daughter, she was 2 years old. And she already knew the word positivity. She might don't know what it really means, but I just wanted her to understand and just wanted her to know that the word positivity is there. My daughter was 2 and she didn't know what it was, but I was like, I was always asking this question. What are you going to do when you're older? I'm going to think positive. I'm going to think positive. That's what she said. She didn't know what it means. But as a father, I already wanted her to say it, to say it, to say it, to say it, to say it. Because there will come one day that she will ask me, Daddy, why do you always wanted me to say it? And then I will explain her. And I will tell her, because positivity is what your father makes to the man he is today. Look, I got a tattoo on my fingers, bro. It's a little bit different. The sacrifices I've made me. And that's what I always teach my kids. I don't know if people going to understand me what I'm going to say, but I want my kids to struggle. I want my kids to understand a bit of pain. I want to understand my kids a bit of sadness. I even want them to feel hurt sometimes. Because at those times, when I went through, man, I really started to think different. I started to move like there was no tomorrow, you know. I really started to, you know what I mean? So that's what I really want for my children. When they are struggling, I will thank God because it's a blessing. Struggle is a blessing.
Tough people.
Pain is a blessing.
Tough people are made in tough times.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? What's made in tough times?
Tell me.
Weak men. No. Tough times create. You tell me?
I said tough man.
Yeah, but what does tough times create? Strong men. What does strong men create?
Stronger men around them.
No. Strong man creates good times.
It's a circle.
What does create good times? Weak men. What does weak men create? Tough times. You get me?
Yeah. It's a loop.
Life is funny, bro.
It's a
You
loop.
just know, bro, it's like just 1 + 1, it's 2. It's funny, bro. Bro, trust me, I've been through a lot, bro.
I trust you, man.
Yeah,
I trust you, and I think it's really interesting. Like you're planting a seed for your children, right?
exactly.
And you're ingraining them really like with that mindset from a very young age. They're really thankful for that. And also what you said about struggle, it might be a bit controversial for some people to hear, especially for a dad who has the possibility to give them what they want. But I think that's beautiful also because you know you've been through it, and that has made you discover who you are in a way, if I understand correctly. And because you know that you know that they also need that. But practically speaking, like how do you go on about that? Because I've had the conversation with many wealthy people in the football industry or football players that they have children, and we talked, and they were like, yeah, I have a child, but like I came from the Belmer and I had to work my way up, but now I have everything. I have a mansion in Wassenaar, and I have all the money I want, and I'm scared that my child will be will be spoiled.
Yeah. Bro, you know, this is a really hard situation because when you got everything you really wanted, and the first thing you're gonna do is spoil your kid. Because
It's natural.
she or he is the one you love the most in this whole world, you know? But when you really come from the gutter, when you really come from pain, I think you really should look at yourself back in the mirror again and ask yourself, how did I climb the ladder? Listen, my fuel was pain. My fuel was stress. My fuel was stressness. Bro, I can tell you for real, my fuel wasn't happiness, bro. My fuel wasn't a rich father or whatever. Nah. So I will teach my kids the same thing. And I understand those guys who play soccer because they earn a lot of money. And that's what I say. Tough times create strong men. Strong men create exactly.
I know.
Yeah.
It's nice. And but you're kind of trying to break the loop, right? For yourself.
What do you mean exactly?
In a way that the tough times you had created a strong man. But then the good times come. But you're kind of breaking that, right?
Yeah, but you know, I know what you mean, but I try to create hard times and good times.
It's possible.
It's definitely possible. Because even, let's say, when I live in a small apartment and I buy a bigger one, and I buy a bigger house or whatever, I always say kids don't understand money. The only thing kids understand and feel is love. It doesn't matter if you live in a small apartment or in a big villa. I know kids who live in a big villa but without a father. They just have a mother. And I know kids who live in a really small apartment but they have both. And they are much happier and more blessed than the kid on the other side. And bro, that's life, bro. Bro, this is deep. Trust
Yeah,
me.
yeah. And that's also why I try to continue about it, because I like this question. I know many people have it, especially these higher level football guys. I know they're watching also. Like, it is a question that many have, but who do you ask it to really? Because there are not that many people that will be able to answer it, because you need someone that has both seen the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
hard times, both has seen the very good
Yeah.
times.
And you know what it is with those guys who play soccer? You know, I really respect them because since they were young, they were dedicated. Training, 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 and training again. But when they work hard and they are blessed with talent from God, they will achieve something big. But you know, when you really come from nothing and you try to build something for yourself, you don't know where to go. You don't know who to talk to. You just gotta figure it out all by yourself. And trust me, that's a different hustle. That's a different grind. When you're a soccer player and you're good, your pet is good. Just walk your pet, smile, sleep on time, eat your breakfast, and do what you gotta do. But when you're a hustler on a different grind, trust me, your pet is different.
I'm sure there are people watching this and they're wondering, okay, I'm in a pretty comfortable position. I have all the basic necessities. I have a roof over my head, but I want that grind also. I want to feel it. I want to achieve the greatness, and I want to feel the pain that will get me there.
Listen, you know what? I think I mentioned it for 2 times already. I always say love and energy is everything. Love is the key. So honestly, that means that I also come from a really good position because I always received lots of love, lots of respect, and that powered me a lot. So when you are in an environment where you will receive lots of love and lots of respect, make sure it gives you power to move and build, move and build, move and build, move, build and create, move, build and create, move, build and create. But just make sure you are in the right environment where you will receive lots of love, because love don't cost money.
Yeah. And when you talk about environment, do you talk about the people you're surrounded with?
Sorry?
When you talk about environment, are you talking about the people that you surround yourself with?
Yeah, I talk about the people who you are talking to daily, who you calling when you have a day off, who you want to be with, who you want to go to a restaurant with. Just be picky with who you surround yourself with.
Because can negative people, like,
Negative people are toxic people. Toxic people will get you down. And you know, the fucked up thing about this is that they don't even understand and know
yeah,
that they take you down and bring you down. They don't know. They don't understand. You just feel the weight. You just feel the weight. So get rid of them.
yeah. And what are some indicators that someone is like putting like that weight on you, or is like shining out negative energy? Like, how can you know that you're surrounded by those people? Because a lot of people, they have all these, they know people and they have a lot of friends.
It's a feeling. Honestly, it's a feeling. When somebody's talking negative or whatever you do, and you are on a positive grind and a positive whatever, you already feel, nah, this is toxic. This is not the pet, and this is not the type of guy I really want to put my time and energy in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a feeling,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. Do you know the saying, you are the 5 people that you surround
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
with?
yeah. Yeah, and I agree, definitely. Definitely. You can hang around with lots of people who don't want to achieve big things in life, but when you are born for being and creating something big, and you hang around with somebody who doesn't want to achieve big things, you are like, okay, those four other people, they don't want to do it. So that's probably life. That's probably how it should be. And that's probably how my life is going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So be selective.
Yeah, great. And in order to, for example, build the brand that right now you're wearing, Mungra, that is very successful. Did you surround yourself with certain people that helped you with that?
Yeah, definitely. I have my partner, he's the owner from Joya. And I really wanted to work with him because, first of all, I know he's a go getter. When he puts something in his mind, he won't really sleep. He won't really eat comfortable. He maybe even argue with his wife. He might even forget about his kid. But he will get it. He will get what's in his mind. And that's why I really love to work with him, because he's a go-getter. And that's somebody who you should surround yourself with.
I'm going to play devil's advocate and ask you a question. Do you think that people should try to find a certain balance in that? Like, is it possible to be a real go-getter, but also like do all those things that he's doing, for example, that might have a negative influence on their family or not?
Definitely. Definitely. Being successful in this life, it's not really being successful. Because, like you know, I worked with lots of celebrities, the most famous people on this planet. But I can tell you honestly, they were really successful, but they weren't really happy. You know what I mean? So, you know how many times I asked myself this question? Do you want to be really successful? Or do you just want to be happy? No, I want to be both. So I need to find a balance in it. Like I said, I've seen a lot in my environment. I've seen a lot of pain, sadness, happy, lots of money, lots of whatever. But you know what really touched me nowadays? Somebody who's happy, just happy. For me, the most important thing nowadays. When I was a bit younger, I was like, when you have success, you will be happy. But it's not always like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And could you describe happiness a bit more in detail? I think that's really interesting.
For me personally,
For you, yeah.
nowadays, when you ask me now, when you would have asked me this 10 years ago, I would say something really different. But nowadays, happiness is waking up with my family, eating breakfast together, going to the gym, and seeing my people training here, and they enjoying my gym. That's happiness for me, bro. When my daughter, son, or wife calls me and they want to go to a restaurant, and it's possible to go to a restaurant, that's happiness for me, bro. Yeah. That's really happiness, bro.
Can I link that to minimalism? Because like those are pretty simple things, right?
Pretty simple things.
Like,
But you know the funny thing is, you know what some guy in Los Angeles told me before? He said, the most simple things are the most big things at the same time. You just have to go through the journey to understand what really means a lot and what's really powerful. And you know the funny thing is that we all got that feeling already, and we already have everything around us. What's powerful and what's possible to make us a better somebody. You know, we already got it all. We got family, we got a roof above our head, we got food, and we got people who want to see us win. That's all we need. That's all we got. You know, that's my opinion.
yeah. So you have become very aware and very grateful, especially
Definitely, bro.
of those
Definitely.
things. Yeah, that's impressive because like for young children, for example, even I when I was younger, if you would ask me like, Younes at like 8 or 15, what do you want if you want to become happy? Money, lots of money. I want to live in a villa, Los Angeles, Hollywood Hills. I want to be able to.
Bro, I think it's so funny you talking about this, but I will tell you something. From 2016 to 2019, I lived in Los Angeles, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But the bigger I got, the smaller I got. The bigger I got, the smaller I got. And when my people saw me doing what I was doing, back in the 8 days, what? You are training with Mike Tyson? Whoa, shit, this shit is legendary. But they didn't know I was getting smaller because I lost, not really lost, but I felt like the people who are really built it up from scratch, they weren't around me anymore. You know, I was there chilling with celebrities, training celebrities and whatever, but the people I really built it up from scratch, they weren't around me anymore. And that's the main reason why I came back. The main reason. So the bigger I got, the smaller I got.
Is it a form of respect also?
Nah, I don't know if it's respect, but for me, honestly, it was a feeling inside of my body, a feeling inside of my gut. You know what's a gut feeling? A gut feeling is something, it doesn't matter who you surround yourself with, you know that they ain't the one. You just feel that they ain't the one.
And like it's funny you talk about this. The people that are there, all the big artists, all the famous athletes, I'm sure they experience this as well, right?
I don't know. I think yeah, but I don't know. I can't talk for them.
Yeah, we can't talk for them, but like what I've noticed is that a lot of training sessions, especially boxing, and that does something in your brain, they turn into therapy sessions as well, and you get to talk.
Boxing is therapy, bro.
It is, it is, and like for some weird reason, also me even like when I'm training, my personal trainer at that moment is my therapist. Tell him everything that's on my mind needs to get out. Have you had that as well? Like, do you feel like a therapist as well? Like,
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, sometimes I'm training with somebody and he's talking about the fight he had yesterday with his wife. You know, so it's gonna be it's not going to be a boxing session anymore. It's going to be a therapy session. You know.
Yeah.
But that's also what I think also that's a blessing for being a coach, for a sport coach, not just a boxing coach
Yeah.
or whatever coach.
Yeah, and so you touch quickly on your time you spent in the US. Could you tell us some more about that? Because I think that's really interesting. A lot of like it inspires a lot of people also.
What do you want to know?
Just how you experience it, like how
Man,
like,
to be honest, how I experienced it, it was one of the best times in my life. I had everything in the US. I trained lots of celebrities. They respected me for being a coach of lots of professional fighters. But at the same time, I really missed my gym. I really missed my fighters, which I know from when they were like 6, 7, 8 years old, you know? So I gained lots of experience, lots of knowledge. But at the same time, I really felt like I was missing something. And that was the small things in life. The people I started from scratch. Yeah.
there was a photo you posted on your Instagram like 4 years ago, I think. It was like a black screen where you wrote a little text, and basically it was like, you see the pictures with all the celebrities, but you don't know the fucking hours I put
Yeah.
into getting here.
Definitely, yeah. That's funny, you know, because nowadays people come into my gym and they are like, Days, oh my God, you made it. And I'm like, bro, you should have seen the road I walked into, the things I had to do to get where I am today. So I just want to I just want people to know that achieve something in life, it won't happen just over there, you know? It won't happen. So when you have a big dream and you think and you really think like, I'm going to make it in a week, forget about it. You really can forget about it. You know, you got to put in hours and hours on top of hours to achieve something. And sometimes you first have to achieve something small to achieve something big. Because the universe really want to see the grind you put into, and he will give you the achievement of something small. And once you achieve that small thing, and you keep on grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding, the universe will give you something bigger.
Is it also something you apply when you're training your athletes? But like small steps, not like
Yeah.
huge goals and everything. Small steps.
Yeah, I always say, listen, dream big, but focus on the first step. Dream big, but focus on the first step. And the first step is not tomorrow, it's now. What are you going to do now to achieve tomorrow's goal? Nah, not your main goal in the future. What are you going to do now to achieve tomorrow's goal? And bro, just make sure you achieve every goal day by day, day by day, day by day, and do it the 500 times, and you'll achieve something big.
Yeah, I think what some people what messes with their mind is that because they're not seeing progress directly,
And they quit.
and they quit.
And they quit. But that's the process of learning. That's the process of the universe. When you can think about it, you can achieve it. But when you're a quitter, you got to be happy when you got a 9 to 5, honestly. Because big things, big dreams, success, a legendary lifestyle, a great environment, it's not built for everybody. I always say, if you want it, you got to earn it, but fight for it. You know? I hope you understand me.
I definitely understand you. And we talked about happiness quickly. Happiness is different for everyone. We talked
Yeah.
about that everyone is unique.
Yeah.
For some people, happiness could mean having a 9 to 5 and having stability, right?
Yeah, and I respect those people a lot
Yeah.
because I'm an entrepreneur. And if there weren't 9 to 5 people, how can I manage my business? I always try to power them with the mindset for, listen, this is not your end station. Don't end up here. Try to gain some knowledge, try to gain some power and strength, and hopefully you can do one day something by yourself. But not everybody's built for it, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, we need people like that as well.
Yeah. Especially if it makes them happy, right?
Definitely, bro. Bro, if they're happy, they're happy. If they're happy, they are happy.
Yeah.
Bro, if they're happy, they are doing better than me.
Yeah. Yeah, because with this podcast, most of the people I have on are entrepreneurs or athletes. And I'm always scared that I will give a unhealthy impression of what it's like to be successful.
Yeah.
Because the people I have on, they have but happiness is the main goal. We talked about that, right? And as we said,
Yeah.
happiness can mean different things for
Yeah,
different
but
people.
you know the thing is, bro, you don't just interview people. You interview people with a mindset, with a goal, with a way of thinking, with a way of walking and talking. When you focus yourself on interviewing somebody on a different level, on a different frequency, who is happy with who he is, everything will be different, you know? So,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't say that everybody has to be an entrepreneur or everybody has to be whatever I think they has to be, but if they're happy, they're happy.
But there's one but, I think.
Yeah.
Being an entrepreneur puts you in such a discomfort level
Bro,
that
that's
no
what I'm-
one can imagine.
That's what I said before, bro. I live outside of the comfort zone. I talk outside of the comfort zone. I bring my school daughter every day to school outside of the comfort zone. I'm training people outside of the comfort zone because my mind is outside of the comfort zone. And that's not what I'm doing. That's who I am.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful, man. And I like this was something that was built day by day, just like Rome was built in a
Definitely.
day. You had put all these days in order to get that. And then, for example, we see these crazy achievements, like you being able to work with Mike Tyson. Like you posted about it, like people are like, yeah, legendary and everything, but everything you did to get there, that was in the dark.
You know, the funny thing is that people give me lots of love and lots of power and everything about Mike Tyson, but I worked with Mike Tyson for honestly, how many, bro? I can maybe like 15 days or 20 days that I work with him, but they don't give me the account. They don't power me about me working with Brendan Voss or with Clyde Brunswick or with Amira or with whoever. One of my fighters, and I work with them for years.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just the name will give you a power boost. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, I think for those fighters that you have been spending years knowing that you have worked with such a name, even if it was just for a few days, it also gives them a power. It's like he's putting in the hours for me. I think they like it helps. That has a very positive influence on them as well, right? And you use that in that way.
Definitely, bro. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's very nice because, like, people could brag about it a lot and everything, but I think that's beautiful. What you're saying, it's like those people that you put in the hours with day by day, that you've been working with since they're young. Those are the real achievements, right?
Definitely, bro. 100%. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are my real achievements.
Yeah.
The achievements, what makes me happy, and those achievements make me think about, bro. Those achievements make me. I'm thinking about it. Those achievements daily. Yeah.
I respect that, man. I really respect that because it doesn't come naturally. I think a lot of people, once they touch that sweetness of working with all these celebrities, it will like go up to their head and they will lose the sense.
Yeah, but that's something I told you before. Like, when you are there, it's a feeling. So you can work with whoever you want to work. But if that guy doesn't touch your heart, trust me,
Yeah.
you will talk about it because you did it, but your heart goes out to the real ones in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. And you talk quickly about like your achievements. Are there still goals that you're now like
Bro.
actively pursuing?
Listen, I got so many goals, bro, in my life. And the funny thing is that lots of people are like, Days, oh my God, you achieved so many goals. Bro, I didn't even start yet. I didn't even start yet, bro. Honestly. Oh, Days, you did that, you do this. Nah, bro, I didn't even start yet. I got so many goals. I want to build a bigger gym. I want to do more things with fighters. I want to build my brand. You know, bro, you know what I really want, bro? One day when I go on a holiday to Paris or Los Angeles or Miami and I go into to downtown, wherever, and I see a Mungra store. That's a big dream for me, you know? And you know, the funny thing is that inside of my gut, bro, inside of my soul, I feel that it's possible, bro. It's really possible, you know? Yeah.
Could you go into detail about some of those goals? Because I think it's really interesting and really inspiring also to hear someone that came from a place where this wasn't like, this wasn't perceivable for most, and then talking about going to Paris and having your own store there. Could you talk a little bit about that and perhaps also your brand?
Bro, honestly, when I started my brand, I dreamed big. I didn't start my brand just to sell my clothing to my brothers and my family, you know, and my friends. I started this thing and this journey because I dreamed big. And I created a vision of where I want to go and where I want to be in a few years. And you know, Mungra is my last name, so there will be one day, that's for sure, that's written, that I won't be here anymore. But I hope I will live forever, not by living forever, but because my name will be on this planet forever. You know what I mean? And I hope my daughter or my son or whoever or my grandson will be a hustler like I'm a hustler. So they will push the name like I started it. So I will die, of course, but hopefully I will never die. You feel me?
Yeah, you're building your legacy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And with a lot of different things, right? Both training, also your brand. Are there other things you're working on? Because you said you're working on a lot of things, and this is just the beginning.
Bro, for now, I'm busy with my gym. I'm busy with my clothing line. And that are those two things where my main focus is. Yeah. I don't really want to do too many more things because it might distract me from other things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. And so, like, you're doing a lot of things. That's clear. And in this podcast, I like to give practical advice also to the viewers. How do you manage your time?
How do I manage my time?
Yeah.
You remember what we talked about 1 hour ago? Routine. I know my daily routine. I know what I have to do from 9 till 11. I know what I have to do from 12 till 3. I know what I'm doing from 3 till 6. And I know what I'm doing from 6 till 6. That's how I manage my time. I just stick to what I'm doing. I stick to the plan. And whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
And is having a routine essential for that?
I don't know how it works for other people, but for me it works. I think it's probably a good thing to stay on track and stay on a routine which works, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't sleep a lot of hours, bro, so I got lots of time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that work with sleep?
Nah, bro, fuck sleep, bro. And honestly, I know a lot of people, yeah, bro, why do you say fuck sleep? You need sleep. Of course I need sleep. But when you go inside of my mind and inside of my body, you can't sleep, bro. I got shit to do, bro. I got shit to do. And you know, sometimes I'm going to bed and I really want to go to sleep, but my mind is still working. So my body isn't ready to go to sleep. So I'm working in my bed, planning my next day, planning whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your mind is not.
Yeah,
like
bro. So just
you're
go with
physically-
the flow, bro.
Yeah.
Just accept who you are and make the best out of it, bro.
Can I ask how many hours you sleep though?
Bro, sometimes 6, but then it's going, bro. Then it's an amazing night, bro. Bro, when I sleep for 6 hours, bro, it's like, bro, I don't know how to say it, but it's an amazing night.
Is that something you got used to?
Yeah, I get used to it. And that's,
Okay.
bro, in life, you will get used to everything. And sometimes I come into the gym in the morning and they're like, Dej, you good? I say, yeah, bro, I'm good, bro. Why? Because you look tired. Yeah, of course I look tired, bro. I didn't sleep, bro. You know? And I know I have to sleep more often. I know. But I can't. Because my mind won't let me.
Yeah. You gotta work with what you have. If
Yeah,
your
you
mind is
know?
not cooperating, then you have to make the best out of the hours you do
Exactly.
sleep.
Yeah.
And but I can understand that. Look, I love looking into science, and for example, that 7 to 8 hours of sleep is good for muscle recovery. And I'm sure you tell your fighters as well. Like when preparing for fights, sleep is so important, right?
Yeah.
But there are also certain people, and I've had the opportunity to talk with many of them that say like it's not for me.
Exactly, bro. And that's what I say, bro. Everybody is different. Everybody eats different food. Everybody needs different fuel. Everybody is different. You know, so make the best out of it. Like how you are, you know, not how, you know, sometimes people ask me, Days, how did you do that? How did you do that? Can you give me some? Of course I can give you some advice, but I will give you advice about what I went through, what I did. But that doesn't mean that it will work for you because your energy might be different, you know?
Yeah, yeah, really interesting.
Your way of thinking, your way of talking might be different. So please, take another pet. Don't take my pet because you won't survive my pet and I won't survive your pet. Take your own pet. We can talk about life, we can talk about whatever, but grind and do your own thing. If you need me, call me.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like I find it really interesting because, like, in order to carve that path out for yourself, I always thought that you needed to have those people around you, and it has to be like you have to visualize it really well. But if I understand correctly, like you didn't have those people around you, and it kind of came from nothing, and you had to build that yourself. And now you
Yeah.
the information that you gained through all that struggle, you can also give it to the people.
Exactly. And that's why it took me years. Because, and listen, I always listen. I always had right people around me, but not the people who gave me advice. I didn't have no mentor. I had good people around me who loved me, who still love me today, but not anyone like a mentor or like somebody who told me when to go left or when to go right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had good people around me, but not really the ones I needed.
For that.
But I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Because I really think that it made me a more powerful human being today than when I had a mentor. Because that's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
I would quickly like to also touch on your career as a coach and as someone that stands in the corner of the fighters. Could you tell something about that and how, like the passion you feel for actually?
But listen, my fighters, they are my family. When they fight, I got lots of stress, bro. Sometimes even more stress than they got themselves. And the funny thing is, of course, I coach my fighters during the fight, what they have to do. Keep your hands up, use your jab a bit more often. But you know what I do more often? Talk about them about life. Like my fighter, Brandon Voss, he's going to be a father, in a few months. And his last fight, it was a hard fight.
So it.
You saw it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And during the first round, I was like, man, I'm really proud of you. And don't forget, you become a father in a few months. And it's a psychological game, because I want him to understand that he's not just fighting for himself, but there's a baby on his or her way. So he's fighting for more than himself. And I saw the focus in his eyes, and I saw that were the right words on the right moment. So that's how I coach my fighters. Yeah.
You find those triggers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That make them.
Yeah. And I think not every coach can do this because not every coach knows who they are coaching. Not every coach has a family bond with their fighters. Not every coach has it. But I think that it's really important to have a family bond with your fighter because of the result you can achieve together.
Yeah.
One team, one mission.
And that is something you have to build on long term, right?
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. For all the fighters that are watching this as well, it's like, is it essential to have that in order to
When you ask me, yes. And I think when you ask every coach who has lots of experience, it's not just being a coach, it's being a bigger brother. It's like being a father, And you can ask any father almost any father, if they love their kids, they will say yes. They will do whatever they got in their power to make to make his kids better, And I think it's the same thing with the coach. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really the role outside of being like a trainer, as in the physical, but also the other aspects that set you apart. And I respect that. I think many people, also your trainer, your athletes themselves, it is something that they insanely appreciate. I can completely imagine that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then to round off the podcast, I would like to ask you, how do you define success?
What's success for me?
Yeah, for you.
I think I already maybe answered this question before. Success for me is something when I wake up every day, You know what really success for me is, bro? When I don't have stress in my mind anymore. You know, when I got maybe 8 hours of sleep instead of 6. When I wake up every day with the feeling of I can do today what I want to do and not what I got to do, you know? Honestly, because of my life experience, I think that's success. And not having 10 cars or having all the money in life. Nah. For me, it's a small thing. What's really big for me just gave me a bit less of stress, a roof above my head. I can bring my daughter to school every day and I can pick her up with a smile on my face. And bro, that's success for me, bro. Yeah, for real.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. And like, it's just, we talked about this before, but I really wanted to get the message across because it's so important.
Yeah.
Those small things in life,
Definitely.
appreciate them, be grateful for
I
them.
said it before, bro. I said, my smile keeps me alive, you know? And when I can smile every day, bro, and trust me, I smile every day, bro, without even people knowing what I go through or what I went through in my life, bro. They don't have no clue, bro. Bro, trust me, when I will tell people what I went through in my life, they won't even believe it, bro. They will say, bro, Dayon, you really went through it? Yeah, bro, I really went through it. They don't need to know. They don't know, but I keep smiling. Yeah.
That's beautiful, man. I think it's also a good way to end the podcast with a beautiful
Yeah,
message.
definitely, bro. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
It's a pleasure, man.
Thanks.
It's really a pleasure.
Yeah, bro. Thanks you.
And also, just to also add this, I learned a lot from this conversation. Really, a lot.
How was my English? Was good, yeah?
Yeah, amazing, man.
Shit.
All right, bro. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, hey, thanks, bro.
Pleasure.
Thanks, man.
Ik zal je een leuk verhaal vertellen. Dus soms word ik een beetje boos op mijn vechters. Wanneer ik hoor, vechters op topniveau, hè. Wanneer ik hoor van, ja, ik kan morgen niet trainen, want there is something going on. Broer, ik ben een trainer, hè. Ik gaf les aan French Montana. En via hem zou ik P. Diddy les gaan geven. En voor mij was het iets groots, want ik dacht van, hey, gruwelijk man, ik ga P. Diddy lesgeven, maar leuk. Maar een vechter van mijn klein Brunswijk, die moest vechten in Roemenië, Boekarest. Dezelfde dag dat ik P. Diddy les zou geven. Bro, ik heb gewoon gezegd van, hey, ik ga niet redden man, ik moet naar Boekarest. En dat was hetzelfde moment dat mijn vrouw uitgerekend was om te bevallen. Bro, ik ben trainer, ik ben geen vechter, bro. Ik stond bij mijn vechter in de hoek. Ik zei tegen mijn vrouw van, hé luister, je hebt mij genomen hoe ik ben. Je weet dat dit zou kunnen gebeuren. Ik weet niet of ik bij de bevalling kan zijn. Bel je moeder, ze gaat je supporten bij de bevalling. Als het zover is, ik moet gaan werken. Snap je? En daarom, ik zeg altijd, ik ga to the max, bro. Voor mij is geen links of rechts. Maar ik moet zeggen wel, ik heb een hele goede vrouw, want ze accepteert. En gelukkig was ze niet bevallen die dag. Ik was bij de bevalling, bro. Ja, man.
Ja, je ziet man, bro.
Ja, man. Bro, ja, man.
Maar dat was ook, zeg maar...
Bro, jij bent de eerste die dit verhaal vertellen, bro. Niemand weet het. Ja, man.
Hey, bro. Maar het is ook, zeg maar, als je een prijs moet je een prijs betalen, toch?
Broer, 100%. Elke achievement, het kost iets. En achievements kost geen geld, bro. Kosten het maar geld, bro.
Ja.
Bro, kosten het maar geld. No, bro. Achievements kost pijn, kost verdriet, kost stress, bro. Nou, weet je wat een tijdje, bro? Elke stress dat ik dacht, yes, ik heb weer stress, bro. There was something on my way, je weet toch? There was something coming, je weet toch? Dus daarom, die slogan van Mungra heb ik ook gezet. Embrace the struggle. Omhels de pijn, omhels die verdriet, omhels de stress. Snap je? Ja. Bro, eerlijk, dit is je realist podcast hier. Ja, man. Bro, ik ga eerlijk zeggen, ik heb echt eerlijk met je gesproken, man. Ik vond het ook mooi.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Dat was krachtig.